Well, the Bulls have given the Sharks something of a hiding. This was supposed to be a two-part review, but the Lions and Cheetahs game has been called off. The last I read, it's due to COVID cases, but last I read was if they can find a date, they'll find another time to play it. Otherwise, they'll just give each team 2 points. So we will see what happens with that one. For this one, the game that did get played, it was the chance for the Sharks to maybe get some revenge after the Bulls gave them a bit of a lesson on Superfan Saturday. And unfortunately for the Sharks, they've been on the wrong end of it again, 41-14. Now, my brain may be a bit frazzled because this morning I've already watched Ireland and Italy and France and Wales. And what was the other game I watched? Oh, Wasps and Exeter Chiefs in the Premiership final. Had a lot of rugby, but yeah, it should be hopefully fresh in my mind. So we'll see how we go. You guys let me know your thoughts on this one as well. I'll go through some of the stats and the key points from the game. Interestingly, the Sharks knocked on early, but managed to win a penalty at the scrum. I saw Inyakane come on relatively early in this game, and I'm not sure if there was an injury or if it was just to bolster the scrum, but the Bulls' scrum certainly seemed to look pretty solid when he was on the park. Mornay Stein missed a penalty on 6 minutes. The Sharks got their first attempt on 10 to take a 3-0 lead. Sharks' defence was holding, especially with the Bulls' maul. The Bulls were trying that, and the Sharks, they looked pretty pumped when they were able to hold them out and get the ball turned over. Bulls did the kick a penalty on 18 to make it 3 points apiece, and it was looking like maybe this is going to be a bit of a kicking duel. But no, we were to see some tries just slightly later. 22 minutes, Richardson won a penalty at the breakdown for the Sharks to make it 6 points to 3, and he is something of a useful character around that breakdown. You have to be very careful. But not long after the Sharks had gone in front, they went behind through that man Hans, who got 2 tries in this game. The first one, he showed some absolute wheels, and it was a proper bit of like sevens magic, where there seemed to be a relatively full line of defenders, but he dummied, stepped, and that just bamboozled the gap into opening, like parting the Red Sea. And he doesn't need a second invitation, man. He just put the hammer down, went straight through. 10 points to 6 there. Mornay Stein misses a drop goal on the half-hour mark, but Van Staden gets a try not long later. Hyron Andrews tried his best to bring him down before the goal line, but could not get it done. And that was a simple Van Sale, little snipe, 2 passes, and then next minute, Van Staden's in acres of space and going over for a try. So, yeah, 17-6, the Sharks' defense at times was kind of looking all at sea after having done some good work to hold them out at the maul. 36, the Sharks kick a penalty to make it 17-9, but their line-out was struggling. I mentioned that man Richardson, like as good as he was at the breakdown, maybe the line-out throwing could have used a bit of work. 39 minutes, Stein misses another penalty, which was kind of unusual for him. I think that was after a big Inyakane scrum because he was already on. And on 40 minutes, he missed like a 45-meter drop goal, but I think they were just kind of looking to go in to half-time at that point. So, yeah, still relatively comfortable for the Bulls at half-time, but not game over by any means. Second half, Van Staden gets a maul try on like 43 minutes. It was a long throw. Like, that's a risky play. Like, every time you throw the ball to the back of the line, you're risking it being intercepted. You're higher risk of your guys not being able to take the ball to throw going astray. But it was a long throw. It was perfectly executed. And the maul was able to set itself, I guess, in a position where the Sharks defenders weren't expecting it. 24 points to 9. Richardson did get the one Sharks try down the other end after Sicambos and Noche had gone pretty close with a pretty fierce Sharks attack. 24-14. Again, it's not close, but it's at least the Sharks can come back from here at that point. But then Hans got another one. This time it was that man Arns's gathering. I think it was a Mornay Stein kick through. He put some proper wheels down himself. And his offload from the deck was a proper piece of magic as well. Like, it takes a bit of skill to be falling and toss the ball to the support runner at the same time. 31-14, that is starting to look like pretty bad news for the Sharks. Both teams from there kind of seem to cancel each other out, and the rain starts, the heavens open. It's really, really looking pretty torrential by the end of the game, to be honest, because it always looks worse on TV. No, it always looks better on TV than it actually is. Like, if you see it on TV, you know it's really, really heavy because the camera can't usually do it justice. The scrum resets were taking a while, but eventually Marco Jansen van Vuren, he managed to get a try from a kind of messy ball at the back of a scrum. They tossed it to someone's ankles. Was it Hendricks? Pick up, and eventually Van Vuren is the guy who got the ball, and he managed to just run over for the try. They missed the conversion. It was off the back of a powerful scrum. I think they had advantage. 36-14. And then Papia, right at the death. The Sharks are looking to play for a bit of pride right at the end. And Lucanio puts a little chip kick through. Papia reads it brilliantly. And he's got gas. He's always had gas. He's been a nice little nippy kind of running halfback. And the Bulls are pretty blessed to have two very good halfbacks. Different styles, but both really good in Funsale and Papia. And, he went through for a try. So it finishes 41-14, which is a very, very messy-looking scoreline for the Sharks. But the Bulls are looking back to it. So run meters 358 to 242. Pretty entertaining in that regard. 20 defenders beaten to 15. So not hugely different, but still an advantage of the Bulls. Clean breaks, though, 10-1. And that's in favour of the Bulls. So that's very disconcerting for the Sharks, but very encouraging for the Bulls. Turnovers conceded 11-7. That's with the Sharks having more. So not protecting the ball. Penalties conceded 14-10. Again, the Sharks conceding more. Their line-out was at 67%, which is pretty poor, whereas the Bulls were at 100%. Vermeulen was threatening at the breakdown as well, like I mentioned, Van Staden as well. Tackling percentage, I didn't get a percentage, 85 made, 20 missed for the Sharks, 82 made, 15 missed for the Bulls. It felt worse than that for the Sharks, but I guess sometimes the Bulls guys were just getting into space, so there weren't even guys there to miss tackles. Arinta finishes with 3 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks. Elric Lowe finishes with 9 from 10 tackles. Hyron Andrews, 10 from 10. Good effort from him. Notcher had 42 run meters and 4 defenders beaten. I think the Bulls go top of the log now, whereas the Sharks drop down to like 4th. But remember, we've still got to see what happens with the Cheetahs and the Lions fixture. The Bulls have got a massive game next week against the Stormers. That should be a proper big clash. Whereas the Sharks will go away to the Pumas, who have been quite impressive. But yeah, Super Rugby unlocked. The one game on the Saturday. I'm done for the day. No more rugby for me to watch. There's still Mitre 10 Cup on literally on the TV, but I better go play with the kids because I've been watching rugby all morning and afternoon. So you guys take care wherever you're at, and let me know your thoughts on this one for sure. And I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.